What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur TV for another video on the second channel for Amateur. On this channel, I go through additional NBA-related topics, especially concerning the Toronto Raptors, that I do not have enough time to get to on my main channel, Amateur Sports, this one right here, with over 12,000 subs. So instead, we do so on this channel where the vibes are just completely different. I'm much less formal. I have a lot more personality in these, but just love talking about the NBA. Especially, I love talking about the Raptors, and that is what we are going to do in this one. Don't love what I'm talking about today, however, because the Raptors tonight are going to be facing off against the Miami Heat, a rematch of the narrow loss. Was it 4 points? I believe it was 3-point loss. 3-point loss to the Miami Heat a couple of nights ago, a game where the Raptors were trailing by 21 points, fought back valiantly, and they fought back big time after there was a little bit of an altercation between Raptors rookie, second round, 33rd overall pick, Christian Koloko, and, you know, I actually forget if it's Caleb Martin or Cody Martin. My gut's telling me it's Caleb, and it is. Caleb Martin. They're twins. Please spare me in the comments. Christian Koloko and Caleb Martin had a little bit of an altercation in that previous game, and it was caused by Caleb Martin fouling Christian Koloko doing nothing, and then it led to Caleb Martin tackling Christian Koloko into the front row. Now, fortunately, Miami, for some reason, nobody cares about them because nobody goes to their games. Nobody was sitting in those seats. There were people kind of off to the side, maybe a little bit in the outskirts of the altercation, but nobody was directly affected by this altercation except for Koloko, who was literally tackled into the front row. I don't want to play too much of it because I don't want the NBA to sue me, but here's the playing question. So defensive foul on Koloko. Koloko falls over. Martin stands over him. Now Koloko, understandably, I mean, Martin's getting in his face for no reason. Koloko stands up. I mean, there was nothing. Look, foul. Martin stands over him. He's in his face. Koloko stands up. A little bit of an arm action to try to get him out of the way. Got him like right in the... What's the inside of your elbow called? Right in that spot there. To get guys in his face. And then Martin executes a brilliant tackle straight into the front row. I don't want to provide any other angle here. And that's all there is in that video because, again, I don't want the NBA to sue me. But I'm sure you've seen this play at this point. If you're coming to this channel having not seen the play, then which probably means you're not a Raptors. If you're a Raptors fan and watching this, you've seen the play. If you're not a Raptors fan and you're watching this, then go look at this play. Crazy. It was crazy at the time. And it was very clear that Caleb Martin should have been ejected from the game. I mean, he went in his face for no reason because Caleb Martin is the one who fouled him, by the way. And Koloko just tried to get him out of his face, and then Caleb Martin just completely tackled him into the front row. I couldn't believe what I was seeing in an NBA game. And you had to eject Caleb Martin, but apparently you had to eject Koloko as well because the NBA also ejected Christian Koloko. Now, sure, Koloko, kind of threw him to the side a little bit with his arm, but Caleb Martin got in his face for no reason. Caleb Martin kind of, with a threatening sort of stance, closed fist, got right up in his grill and then tackled him. I don't think Koloko was unwarranted in trying to just defend himself. When a guy's in your face, you don't let him stay there. I mean, I don't think that's ejection worthy for Koloko, but the NBA is soft. They don't want any controversy ejecting one guy but not the other guy, so they just eject both. Something that we've seen many, many times in the past. Whatever. Caleb Martin suspended for his tackle on Christian Koloko. We'll see if he suits up in Monday Night Football tonight as the Patriots take on the Bears because, man, I think the Patriots or the Bears could use tackling like that. But that was good. But then we learned also that Christian Koloko was fined $15,000. $15,000 from Shams. What did Koloko do to deserve a $15,000 fine? And Koloko, I read it, I don't know, I did not confirm this. That's 6% of all of the money he has earned thus far in his NBA career. It's not nothing to a rookie for sure. Maybe to a seasoned vet making tens of $millions, but that's not nothing to a rookie, especially a second round rookie like Christian Koloko. So I'm just trying to figure out what Koloko did wrong. Was he just supposed to accept whatever physical sort of punishment Caleb Martin was going to provide him? Because, again, Caleb Martin fouled Koloko, and apparently Caleb Martin got in his face about how like welcome to the league, like this is what's going to happen in the NBA. This is the professional league. Koloko, third career NBA game. And again, I'm just confused. Koloko didn't do anything. Koloko didn't say anything. All he did was get a rebound because he's, a freak of nature. He's over 7 feet tall. All he did was get a rebound and he fell over. And then Caleb Martin got all up in his face. Caleb Martin instigated the fight. Caleb Martin escalated the fight. All Koloko did was merely try to get the guy who was in his face out of his face. And if that's worthy of a $15,000 fine, then NBA's got to be handing out a lot more fines than this. Thank goodness they didn't suspend Koloko for no reason whatsoever. And we saw in the tweet as well, if you read it, that Nikola Jovic of the Miami Heat was also suspended because he left the bench during the altercation. That's a black and white rule. You leave the bench, you get a game. We know that at this point. And, Jovic is a rookie, so maybe he didn't know the rule. But known rule. You leave the bench, you get suspended a game. It's happened before. It will continue to happen. You got to know these things. Even at the time, I was watching the game. Obviously, I did the live stream for it. We do watch parties for every single Raptors game on my main channel, Amateur Sports. We're doing one tonight, by the way, going live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Hope to have you there. When I was watching the game, I saw I know Jovic left the bench. I thought I saw another Miami Heat player leave the bench, but I saw it during the game. And I'm like, they should also get ejected, no? Like, they left the bench, but they did get suspended for a game. Whatever. I'm not really concerned. I'm not concerned about the Miami Heat side of things. I'm happy they did suspend Caleb Martin, though, because absolutely he deserved it. Like, what was he even thinking? What was he trying to prove? You trying to act tough? You trying to act tough by standing over a guy in the middle of a game? You trying to act tough like that? Is that what Caleb Martin's trying to get his perception as? Strange behavior. I'm just trying to figure out what Christian Koloko could have done differently. Should he have just accepted whatever Caleb Martin was going to dish out there? Like absolutely not. And Koloko didn't even really retaliate at all to anything. All he did was, he got his arm around him and tried to move him over to the side a little bit. Was there a bit of excessive force? I'm not going to deny that. But ultimately, I do not agree with Christian Koloko getting ejected from that game. I also do not agree with him getting fined, but at least he did not get suspended. Now, what is interesting even more about this suspension for Caleb Martin is that the NBA may be trying to limit travel costs this season. There's a lot of back-to-back games. And it just so happens we have a back-to-back here with the Miami Heat hosting the Toronto Raptors again tonight. So the Miami Heat will be without Caleb Martin, maybe for the best. But to suggest that tempers may not flare would be, I think, a little bit foolish going into this game. It was a little bit testy near the end of the game as the Raptors almost mounted that insane 21-point comeback that just fell short at the end of the game. But tempers might flare a little bit higher today, and the NBA referees are going to have to be on their best behavior in their profession because they do not want to let this get out of hand. And there's potentially some Miami Heat players who feel some sort of resentment to Koloko because, hey, Koloko's the guy that got Caleb Martin suspended. That's, fuck that guy. And the Raptors, who might see Miami Heat players feeling in such a way, could go, hey, that's our rookie. We got to defend this guy. So we'll see what happens for tonight. I thought it was already going to be an exciting game between two exciting teams, and I think that this element just made it that little bit more exciting. But the overall opinion from this video, what the hell did Christian Koloko do? Free up Christian Koloko. Don't free him up, but I hope the vets maybe compensate a little bit, that $15K. This is a rookie, man. Don't make him pay $15,000 for basically doing nothing. And to the NBA, what could Christian Koloko have done differently in this situation? He got fouled hard. He fell down. He didn't even retaliate at that point. And Caleb Martin tried to act tough by saying, welcome to the NBA. This is what it's going to be like. Koloko didn't care, man. So, I don't know. That looks soft on Caleb Martin. And he'll have to serve that 1-game ban. But that is it for today on Amateur TV. Just kind of wanted to vent my frustration for Christian Koloko getting the $15,000 fine. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like if you did, and consider subscribing for NBA content with the folks on the Raptors. 2, 3, 4 times a week on Amateur TV, and check out my main channel, Amateur Sports, for videos plus watch parties for every single Raptors game. We'll see you again next time for another video on Amateur TV.